Hello guys, James here. I just want to, I made another past video going back to relationships of how some women or wealthy women are trying to advise other women. Now I'm going to show you the example of a couple videos I made. And one, I'm going to start with this older woman. Then I'm going to start with this younger. Well, first of all, let's one of my favorite YouTubers I like to hear is Please Act Right. Let's see what he got to say about these women. And it says women are
realizing is that women, especially black women, are a special kind of stupid.
Oh shit. Uh-oh.
What I'm realizing is that women, especially black women, are a special kind of stupid.
What do you bring to the table when you're in a relationship?
Everything.
Define everything.
Without you even asking, I'll do something to make sure that your day is easier or that your life is easier.
What's an example of like something nice you do to make my day easier?
Okay, so one time this person said this to me and it always stuck, and you better do this too. So if you share like a shower, then if he has a loofah and you have a loofah, after you shower, you put your loofah behind his loofah, so that way when he goes, he doesn't have to move your loofah.
Why do men have this irrational fear that women are going to use them?
Child support, child support, child support, child support, child support.
What I'm realizing is that women, especially black women, are a special kind of stupid.
You couldn't pay me enough money in the world to marry a man with a CDL license. I don't know how some of you ladies do it. He will cheat on you. It's not a matter of if he will cheat, it's a matter of when he will cheat.
So basically what you're saying is, if he has a regular driver's license, he won't cheat. All this time I was thinking a cheating man was just a cheating man. Damn, you learn something new every day.
As long as he has a truck and he's able to get away and drive to different cities and states, he can have as many side chicks as he wants, and no one, and I do mean no one, will ever find out about it.
If no one will ever find out about it, how do you know about it?
And he can sleep with the opposite sex, and no one will find out about it.
Yeah, cheaters mostly cheat with the opposite sex.
He can sleep with prostitutes. He can go to the strip clubs, and no one will ever find out about it.
But of course, none of that's going on in the state that he lives in, right?
You're guaranteed to get an STD as his wife and bacterial vaginosis.
Interesting. I have a CDL driver's license, and I'm going over the road, out of state. I never knew getting an STD was a guarantee if you have a CDL driver's license. Why didn't anybody tell me?
And the day that he finally passes away and you have to plan his funeral, all his side chicks and his hidden babies are going to come forward.
But that lady went in on us truck drivers, didn't she? Allow me to go and grab the hammer lane on this one, y'all.
Celebrities are taking advantage of the hottest diet trend of 2023. It's called Keto 2.0. Keto 2.0 is a new twist on the traditional keto diet, but without its pitfalls and restrictions. Before big movie roles, celebrities now often either follow the Keto 2.0 diet or take advantage of Keto 2.0 supplement. Either way, they're experiencing a powerful and all-natural fat-burning process known as elevated ketones. The easiest way to get in on the Keto 2.0 trend, elevate ketones and support weight management, is with this amazing keto mix I use. It supports elevated ketone levels in the body, which in turn supports weight management, appetite management, and healthy metabolism. Just one serving a day will help give your body access to the exact same tool that celebrities use before big roles and photo shoots. Order today to get a bundle of benefits, including 51% off, free VIP health and fitness coaching for life, and a downloadable report called The Top 14 Ketogenic Foods, completely free. All you have to do is click on my link below or visit ketoactright.com before the special offer ends.
To be fair, yes, it is absolutely some men and women out here that is not faithful to their It's also some partners at home that ain't faithful to their men and women out here on this road. Y'all ain't ready to talk about that though. It's not the profession. It's the mother chose to be with. What the hell y'all think we getting all this extra time at anyway? After sitting in this seat for 11 hours and being on duty for 14, I do good just to crawl up out of here and go wash my ass. The last thing I'm thinking about is hunting on some random mother truck stop. I got more respect for Carlos. Truth is, most men and women out here on this road just trying to get their money and go home. That's it.
What I'm realizing is that women, especially black women, are a special kind of stupid.
The fact that I am naming it, I am saying that it is not okay to bring C's and D's to your home and then expect to go on to higher education and acquire a higher skill set.
So she's complaining about men in her age group being on a grade level of C's and D's, and she refuses to date them. Well, let's do a little age math, shall we? She's 39 years old, which means that in 1994, when I started renting property, she was approximately 10 years old. Guess who I was renting my properties to? You guessed it, single mothers with sons that are in her age group.
Who the hell are they bringing these C's and D's home to? Who are they learning how to treat women from? Who is showing them and teaching them how to be a man? And since 67% of black men grow up in a single parent home, I'll be goddammit, it's the same women that said that they didn't need a man in the first place. Y'all the ones out here raising these boys.
Exactly. And she was just on a show called The View, saying that she was getting artificially inseminated to get pregnant to raise a child by herself.
I mean, all the data, all the numbers have shown that black men need 2 parents in the household to have a successful relationship when they get older.
Now, she's a college-educated lawyer, and she's purposely adding herself to the single-parent household statistic. Her child does not stand a chance, boy or girl, because not only would her child be raised in a single-parent household, her child will be raised by her arrogant ass.
What I'm realizing is that women, especially black women, are a special kind of stupid.
She's been married to be looked after. She's been married to be looked after. No, she's not gonna clean. She's not gonna clean. I'm not cleaning, by the way. I'm not cleaning or cooking. She's a queen. Yeah, she's a queen because she's a queen. She is a queen. Because it's obvious. You're asking stupid questions. Guys. I know, but why don't you understand what she's saying? It's like, it's so dumb. She's going to be a princess.
I want to be with a man who's a provider, who will allow me to be a housewife.
Definition of housewife: a woman whose main occupation is caring for a family, managing household affairs, and doing housework while her husband or partner goes out to work. I don't think she understands the definition of housewife.
I want to be a lady of leisure.
Tell me about the birthday thing you told me, please.
I wouldn't buy a man a birthday gift. No. He has me. I'm the best.
No. I'm so sorry. You yourself, you're useless.
So from now on, when you hear women like her talk about they should be treated like a princess and a lady of leisure, just simply agree with her. Tell them yes, that's exactly what you should wait for. A man that's going to treat you like a princess and a lady of leisure. And don't you dare settle for anything less. You wait for him. He's coming. And then just leave it right there. She gonna learn. Oh, she gonna learn.
5'9.5".
And how much do you weigh?
It doesn't matter how tall I am.
Oh, I asked her how much do you weigh?
No, I'm not.
How much do you weigh? How much? No, but if you called into a size show, ma'am, every other caller could devolve.
Let me back up. Let me back up a little bit.
How much do you weigh?
Can I back up a little bit?
You answer. Yeah, you can back up. Beep, beep, beep. How much do you weigh?
This is the reason why I called.
How much do you weigh?
I'm not.
How much do you weigh?
Okay, you're not letting me speak.
There you go. How much do you weigh?
I'm not gonna tell you how much I weigh.
So she's 5'9", but she doesn't want to tell him how much she weighs. So we already know.
Black women are the most homophobic people ever in our community. Black women are more homophobic than niggas. Y'all call heterosexual men gay for everything that they do that they don't include women in. Can't have fun, can't talk on the phone, can't hold the umbrella, can't do shit. As soon as you exclude women from the fucking equation, they automatically gay.
Wait for it.
As they walk in, they get tickets together.
It's a bro date.
Can they share popcorn?
Share popcorn, you broke. Get your popcorn. That's not gay, that's poor.
But you still had to find a reason to call men names. But if it was two women sharing popcorn, she wouldn't have said anything about it. And got the nerve to sit up here talking about women calling men names.
What I'm realizing is that women, especially black women, are a special kind of stupid.
If you're broke when I meet you, you don't stand a chance. Because
What's a broke to you? What is it define broke?
you make less than double what I make. That being said, if you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you. It is what it is. And I reserve the right to do that.
But instead, shouldn't you just have the maturity and not date them at all? Chicks like this better be glad I don't have my way. Because if I did, I'd find the nicest, lesser attractive woman, and I'd switch their looks. Women like her don't deserve to be attractive. I mean, seriously, if you took away her looks, there's nothing left but a stank attitude.
Question for you. Do you think you have more value now at 19 years old to find a man of your dreams, or when you're ready focusing on yourself?
I don't think my value diminishes as the age goes on.
Oh, gosh. The reality is it does.
Okay, that's your opinion.
That's not an opinion. It's been biologically proven. Between men 18 all the way to 60, men universally prefer women between 18 and 24.
Yeah, that's men's opinion. My opinion of myself, I don't think my value diminishes.
Okay, you do realize that for you to get a man, his opinion matters, correct?
That's if I'm living to get a man.
Do you want to be single your entire life?
No, but he'll come along when he comes along.
So wouldn't it be fair to say that you should take into account the other party's wants and needs?
I'm unclear on whether she's shaking her head no, or if she never thought about a man's needs.
What I'm realizing is that women, especially black women, are a special kind of stupid.
If you and your homegirl are not friends, it's okay to sleep with their boyfriend.
I agree.
It's okay to sleep with their husband because y'all not close. That's disgusting.
That would be
horrible. That's if y'all would never be friends again. This is
trifling.
At this point,
No, I'll tell you why that's trifling.
At this point, this person's our enemy, so you don't give.
First of all,
What I'm realizing is that women, especially black women, are a special kind of stupid.
Take care of myself.
You take care of yourself? You're independent?
Yes.
So you don't need a man to take care of you?
No.
No?
No.
Would you rather a breadwinner or a stay-at-home dad?
Breadwinner.
Breadwinner? And why is that?
Because I'd rather be the stay-at-home one.
If you're independent, why would you rather be the stay-at-home one? There you have it.
Say he just started his own business, but he makes $45,000 a year. Would you date him?
Oh,
You wouldn't be able to
easy.
afford my engagement ring. If you make $45,000 a year, it would take what, 4 years? No, 8 years. To afford
Wait, how much? I don't know anything about rings. How much is that?
About $200,000.
Girl, you want a $200,000? Are you insane?
My ring has to sparkle from across the street. Like, you have to do that shit. It's gonna blind people. But like, I'm not a regular girl.
Lord.
The most regular girl claiming she's not a regular girl.
Do you want me to explain why men care about body count?
I got it.
I haven't told you the reasons why
You
men
don't have
care
to
about it.
mansplain it to me. I'm okay.
Well, mansplain, that's kind of a sexist thing to say. You don't, that's sexist to say mansplain?
You're literally a white man looking at me, telling me like,
What?
if you can't see how you being a white man has anything to do with like the power you have in conversation, then
What?
I don't even want to like talk about that.
What does my skin
Anyway,
color...
I don't wanna make it.
What does my skin color have to do with this conversation? We're talking about body
Nothing.
count.
Yeah. Okay. Nothing.
But
Okay,
don't
get
you
a girl
think
with a low body
don't you think
count.
it's a bit racist
Now she's thinking about it and she's realizing how stupid it was to bring up race.
to bring up skin color in a conversation, a dating related conversation?
I'm just gonna ignore your comment.
You said it, so I'm trying to understand.
No, it's okay.
You said the words.
I don't want to dig deeper into this.
You don't want to dig deeper.
I really don't.
Do you want to walk back what you said?
No, that's
Okay, you stand
we
by
can
it.
move on.
And she has the nerve to be wearing a halo.
What I'm realizing is that women, especially black women, are a special kind of stupid.
Brokey disappear. All you gotta do is talk about money. They hate that. They will disappear with the quickness.
If you want to see a gold digger disappear, just tell her you're broke. She'll disappear with a quickness.
You know how brokies test the waters, want to have phone sex and all that nonsense. To make his wet dream not come true. All you gotta do is say, money makes my wet. That's it. If he wants to talk sexually, that's the way you'll talk to him sexually.
So if he's interested, do you front, or do you just wait for him to ask you? Just asking for a friend.
And to all of my young and beautiful ladies out there who still have a lot to offer, please stop taking any dating advices from these professional 304s with expiration tag hidden beneath their $20 wigs. Peace out.
I forgot how useless men are nowadays. I remember a couple weeks ago, my car wouldn't start, and it was the most annoying thing ever because it was 3 a.m. We just got out of a party, like we're tired, just want to go home. My car wouldn't start. So naturally, I call every guy that I know that's in the greater Cincinnati area, right?
Oh,
Should we tell her that every guy that she knows doesn't owe her to get up out of his bed at 3 a.m. to come help her get her car started? So why didn't you call your daddy?
Half of them were asleep, so I'm not mad at them. But of those that were awake, either they didn't have jumper cables, or they didn't know what to do, or they didn't know how to do it, blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm not one for gender roles, but come on now.
If you're not one for gender roles, then why didn't you call your mother to help you get your car started?
Is this who we are? And you may be asking Kobe, what about your girlfriends? All my girlfriends were in the car. So, I need the men that I know, and they did not come through. And now I'm sick of men and useless. Thank you.
Cool. But make sure you delete all those useless men's phone numbers out your phone. Curiosity question. What if any of those guys that answered the phone at 3 a.m. called her at 3 a.m. and asked her to fix them something to eat? You think she'd do it?
Nope. I get a passport, sis. I don't care about y'all. I don't got all this is about my husband.
I got you,
and you about to go overseas and get ran through. Can you say, all aboard? Those men have social media and they know what's going on over there. They already know that men over here are flying away from women like you. But hey, if she insists, go ahead and get your passport and go over there and get yourself played. I got a video coming out real soon called The Passport Sisters. Oh, I got some footage of what they doing when they get over there.
I'm really struggling with the idea of a relationship. Like on one side, like I really want to be in a relationship. I really want a boyfriend. I really want to be loved. I want the consistency. Then on this side, I really want to be a whore.
Nobody wants to date me.
I want to date you. I find you really attractive, and I think that we should go out.
Go away.
It's crazy because I really don't like men that are good for me, but as soon as you bring a little, oh, I'm gonna ignore you, I'm gonna give you a little trauma, I'm gonna give you a little sprinkle of I'm here and then I'm not, I'm in love with you.
What we're gonna do, we've never ever been able to ever make ends meet, have we? It's all your damn fault for not earning enough anyway.
Don't start.
Don't you threaten me, you weak, coward little man. I've given you the best years of my life. You've got no drive, no ambition, that's your trouble.
Right, this is a hold up. Get back. Anybody moves, she gets it.
Excuse me, ma'am.
I have a boyfriend.
No, ma'am, I was trying to tell you.
I have a boyfriend.
Ma'am.
Oh my God, do you not understand? I have a boyfriend.
Ma'am, listen, I'm not trying to be a boyfriend. I'm trying to tell you you have a flat tire, and I was going to help you change your tire.
Oh my, can you help me?
No, I can't. I have a girlfriend. I have a girlfriend now.
So if you enjoyed this video, check out one of these two videos right here. I'm sure you'll enjoy them too. And if you like, you can visit my channel.
Now you see why some men remain single? Now you see why? But oh, it gets even better. You figure at some point in time in your life, you learn your lessons. Okay, when you get 30, maybe 40, maybe you start seeing the clock. Maybe even your 50s. But wait a minute. You have a woman. She has a high subscriber count. This is what she gonna advise a woman. Here's a over 65 plus woman. This is her advice to women. Phil Scott recorded this one. You can't make this up. And women listen to her. It's a sad day.
Rosetta Stone presents.
It's a really sad day. Women gonna remain single if they listen to this woman.
You know, when I was a kid, my grandfather made a statement to me that stuck with me. He used to say, old rats make holes and young rats run through them. Now you're like, well, but as I became a man, I understood the analogy. An analogy is basically, the older person, creates a certain way, and then the indoctrination of the younger one, they just go and follow suit. basically. Case in point, you got a grandma here that's trying to condemn the passport kings. And oh, let's find out why. Before I get started, you know it's good already. She has blonde hair. Okay.
You know, even if they wanted $1, they gotta go and creep up to him. And then, can I have $1? No, Those days have passed. And that's what, man, these passport bros, that's what they're looking for.
No, see, okay. You don't know what you're talking about. Seriously, ma'am, you just don't. When men are saying they want to go to find women overseas, right? They're not saying, I want a woman that's going to come to me and ask me for $1. That has nothing to do with it. They're saying, I want to be treated right. I want a woman that enjoys having a family. A woman that still has some morals about her. A woman that's going to, add something to my life. A woman that comes from a community where there's some shame going on. That her family would be involved if she even got halfway out of pocket. Understand? That's what they're talking about. They're not talking about, I want a woman to come ask me for some money. Like, where do you get this from? And the thing is, sis, you older than all of us here. You should know better than that. Now, usually age comes with wisdom, but no, not with this example.
They couldn't find it here, so they decided to go over there. Now, let me tell you the tricky part of that. You better not bring them back here.
I've said that many times. Do not bring them back here. We all established that. Don't bring them back. If you're going to bring them back to America, you wasted your time. You might as well just get one from here in America if that's the case.
If you go overseas and find yourself a woman and she's just like you want her to be, you better not bring her here. Because if you do, she gonna wake up and she gonna be just like the women here.
Yes, even you admitted that. And men know that because many men have gotten burned like that. They went overseas, they got them a wife, brought them back to America, and you're right. One day they woke up because they was indoctrinated with all the extreme liberalism in American society, because really most of the world is more a conservative society, but America is just too liberal. And anything goes, you can be anything, you can say anything, you can do whatever, right? Someone come from a conservative society and putting them in an extreme liberal society, like we have in America, yeah, it changes them. Because certain parameters they had that kept them in line, what made that man love her, yeah, she come over here. Now, of course, I can have some women that say, well, no, I came here, I stayed the same, I didn't change, it was my culture. And of course, yes, I know that to be true. But there's been too many stories of men bringing them here and they turn into what they say they left for. You can't bring those women back to this environment. You see what this environment has done to the women here. You wouldn't be going overseas if the environment wasn't so toxic on the women and the men. It is extremely toxic in America. That's why you have a modern problem with the woman.
Hello?
The government incentivizes, for instance, just laying down with random men. They can have babies. The government will give them Section 8. The government will give them welfare, food stamps. In other countries, the government don't incentivize that because if they have that doggone baby, if they have that baby like that, they on their own. They got WIC and all these things that the government have. And in some instances, that's good. But to me, that only should be for just me personally, married people who are struggling. I'm talking about in the area of kids. You just laying down and having a baby? No. Why the government should support that? See, that's the type of things that the men want to get away from. But this government incentivizes wrong behavior. Let's continue.
Is not going to allow you to keep taking advantage of her. She will learn that she does not have to be your slave.
What advantage that these men are, like how are they taking advantage of? In what way? Statistically speaking, men make more money. And if you're talking about cooking food, cleaning in the house, you live there. If the man is providing and he's doing what he's supposed to do, why can't you cook a meal? Why? Women been doing that for millions of years. Why is that a problem in today's society, cooking a meal? That's why the one thing I loved about the time of the pandemic, I love that the restaurants were closed. That they could not go to a restaurant. They actually had to go their behind to the grocery store and get their behind in the kitchen and start cooking.
Exactly.
You should have seen how frantic some of them were, asking how to make rice, how to make this, how to make that, because they always going to the freaking restaurant, eating over there instead of cooking something in their house. And you have people in other cultures who love to cook and feed their family, like my grandma. My grandma loved that. She loved cooking. She look at it, oh, they treat me bad. That's slavery.
My grandma did too.
She never said that.
Nope.
My wife, she cooks. She's never said that not one time. When we didn't have a whole lot, every day it was a new meal being cooked. But as we got a little busier, things, changed a little bit. We eat out here and there, and I say here and there, because we still eat at home a lot. Because you can't feed your kids restaurant food or fast food for sure. So what about the children? They can't just be eating that food in the streets.
She'll learn she can come here and make her own way without you. So that's a hint for you passport brothers. If you feel like you want a wife over there, you better keep her over there. You better marry her and keep her over there. Because if you bring her here, she's gonna be just like us. You understand? Especially if she listen to my channel, she's gonna be just like the rest of them.
Oh, Lord. And if she gonna be like the rest of y'all, that's not a good thing to say. Brothers and any other men is listening.
Right.
This woman is a clear-cut example about why you better not bring that woman back here.
Right.
Because she's telling you, if they get over here, they're gonna be like her.
Yes.
And I can't see her hands, but
yes.
I'm pretty sure she's probably not married, because no man will put up with her.
Nope.
Especially her age bracket. Them older brothers not gonna put up with that. They're not.
No.
The way she talking, she sound like she's single.
No.
Let's continue.
Understand? She gonna realize that she don't have to submit to you. You just taking that thing.
I'm going to show you how to create wealth investing in real estate, how to increase your net worth, how to fix your credit score permanently with a bank.
Can I chime in right quick? It's sad when you get to that. That's why you see a lot of older women her age, if their husband's not in, who have passed on, some have left after 30, 40 years of marriage, of dealing with that. That's why, and they get fed up. And some probably expire early, being around a woman. Say, I ain't gonna do this, I ain't gonna do this, and make assumption, want to argue with you, want to fight with you, want to challenge you all the time. That gets to a man after a while. This is what this older women don't understand. That will put a man in the ground faster if he don't get away. And sadly, some men and go and cheat on other women and go leave for a woman that have a better communication standard. See, that's what's wrong. Even when they get up and they assume you're gonna do this. You're doing this to. They assume you're gonna put them in submission. You assume it ain't about submission. When you got the advantage, no one's making you do something. Either you want to be in a relationship or you don't. Just bad advice all the way around.
How to fix your credit score permanently.
That she don't have to submit to you. You just taking advantage of these women. You understand?
How is they taking advantage? Submission, that's not taking advantage of somebody.
No.
Submission is a choice.
Right.
Y'all choose not to submit.
Right.
That's a choice. They may choose to submit. That's a choice too. You understand? But when you don't want to submit and be rebellious, that's why men are heading overseas.
Exactly.
That's why.
Exactly.
Because they don't have to deal with you.
Exactly.
That's the beauty of 2023 and on. Men don't have to deal with your non-submission, rebellious behinds. They don't have to deal with it.
Nope.
They can just get on a plane and go to societies where submission is considered honorable. Now, submission isn't mean abusive.
No.
Because your wife submits to you because you doing what you're supposed to do as a man in that household.
Exactly.
So it goes a two-way street.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean you lay up all day and don't work and don't do nothing. This woman's serving you hand and foot.
No.
No, that's not the way that works. Once again, as I said on the other video, stop giving bad advice to other women. Because look at where it got a lot of y'all.
Yep.
Men have the wrong mentality about things. They feel like women should be submissive. You know, you clean, you have their children, you do what they say, and you...
Yes, you do what your man says. Yes. Part of protection in the household is listening what your man is trying to tell you. But see, they flipped it and trying to be demonic. We're talking about in this society and say, oh, you're trying to control me. Yeah, your man say, hey, don't wear that. That's not, no. He's controlling because he told you not to wear that. He's your man. He's trying to protect you, and he may not like you wearing that. And he has a right to say that to you.
Yeah.
Especially if he's doing what he's supposed to do and providing and everything else.
Right.
But how they look at it is providing and protecting, that's only supposed to be for money. Your man may say, hey, don't hang around her. Man, I don't get the good energy from her. That girl right there, she ain't cool at all. She dirty. She trying to do something to you. I guess that's controlling too. When the man's trying to look out for you.
That's
it don't
why
make
God
no sense
brought
for this
two
woman to
people
be the
together.
age that she's at. And I'm pretty sure she's 60 plus. And the age that she is right now, saying the things that she's saying.
Totally rely on them for your livelihood. That's where men want you.
And we've seen the strong and independent, woman thing, at least in our community.
Right.
It has been an utter failure.
Right.
Failure.
Right.
So much so that younger women on TikTok will say, man, I don't want to be independent. I don't want to be strong. I want to be soft. I'm tired of working. How many times women have said that? They say, man, we have been told lies.
Right.
Younger women. And younger women are discovering that.
Right.
And shout out to the younger women, the millennials and the Gen Zs.
Exactly.
Who's figuring this thing out.
Right.
Who's saying, man, look at where it got y'all.
Right.
It didn't get y'all nowhere.
Right.
So why are you telling us that?
Right.
Do not take the advice of that woman about being strong and independent. When you become strong and independent, you become a man.
Boom.
Men are categorically strong.
Boom.
Women's strength is their femininity. That's
Right.
where your strength lies.
Exactly.
Women that knows how to wield their femininity
Right.
operates in soft power.
Exactly.
They don't operate like men.
Exactly.
Women don't have to be so freaking strong.
Right.
That's not, you strong, and then what the man gonna do?
Exactly.
Somebody gotta be feminine, somebody
Exactly.
gotta be masculine.
Exactly.
But being that strong and independent, you become a man.
Right.
And men do not want to be with other men. It's
No.
just that simple.
No.
Well, let me know what y'all think what, she has to say here. Like I said, this woman here,
And let me add on about that. Why do you think God put two people together? Because it's like the Bible said, God is the head, Christ, the man, and the woman. Because it's an order for that for the reason. Because God, He can give insight to a man, but in a marriage, He does give insight to a woman. But He go down by line. But when it's a marriage, sometimes He'll give the man something that the woman is not paying attention to. Adam and Eve, even though Adam kind of failed in that area. That's what it was all about. And because it's a certain order, and it's the reason why headship is the reason why. Let me explain to you spiritually. That's why. And this silly old woman don't understand that. And long as she have lived, she haven't figured that out at her age, what a headship is. you know, and it's sad that there's some women are mostly widows now, and they have to learn the hard. And my heart goes out to the widows. But for these independent women that had that feminist mindset for 40, 50 years, I don't feel sorry for them. Because that's kind of, you're giving bad advice. And you're not building up structured families. You're not telling young women to be accountable. But if you think that was something, this what kind of woman you're going to leave. For that 60-year-old woman, I'm going to show you about this 28. Check out the story about this 28-year-old woman. Young woman, she got 4 kids, 3 baby daddies. Watch this one. So you're going to listen to her. You're going to end up like this woman.
You aren't just one you. There are many versions of you. There's the one who's inspired by those.
28. 28 years old, 4 kids, 3 baby daddies. Let's go.
So if you're like me, where you like to look and listen at the same time, that will be the best option for you. So being that this is the first episode, let me just introduce myself. My name is Yvette. I am 28 years old. I have 4 kids, Elijah, which is 11, Noel, which is 7, and I have twins, and their name is Khalil and Kehlani, and they are 1 year old. And
let's
the
go
purpose
back.
of this podcast will be the best option for you. So being that this is the first episode, let me just introduce myself. My name is Yvette. I am 28 years old. I have 4 kids, Elijah, which is 11.
Elijah is 11. She's 28, which means she was pregnant at 17, which means she was sexually active at 16. Maybe even before that, but we know just from the 11-year-old that we know for a fact she was sexually active at 16. Okay, let's go. She's 28.
Noel, which is 7.
Noel is 7. Which means after giving birth at 17, right?
She meets another dude.
Which means after giving birth at 17, she goes and do it again. You know what the excuse gonna be for the first one? Oh, she was young. Well, what about the second one?
Hello?
You was 21. Let's go.
And I have twins, and their name is Khalil and Kehlani, and they are 1 year old.
Which means 6 years later, these are 3 baby daddies. 3 baby daddies.
Oh, Jesus.
So 6 years later, after you already have 2 children, you decide to get knocked up by a different dude. And listen to what she has to say about this.
And the purpose of this podcast is because being that I am a young mom, I still try my hardest to live my life and still enjoy myself, because I feel like we live in a world where a lot of people feel like the two can't coexist, and that's not true. And I just want to show people that you can do this and do that and still be a mother, right? Because why does one have to cancel out the other? Of course, you have to do everything. And
let's hear this again. Let's hear this again.
I am 28 years old. I have 4 kids. Elijah, which is 11. Noel, which is 7. And I have twins, and their name is Khalil and Kehlani, and they are 1 year old. And the purpose of this podcast is because being that I am a young mom, I still try my hardest to live live my life and still enjoy myself, because I feel like we live in a world where a lot of people feel like the two can't coexist, and that's not true. And
they don't coexist for you anymore. They don't. You got 4 children now. 3 baby daddies, which means they're not in the homes. So yeah, fun is over. Fun been over, actually, when you had your first child. It's been over. This is why they stayed losing. They still want hot girl summer. You done had all of them. You had 4 children. You have 4 children. You done partied yourself into 4 children. Party's over now.
Jeez.
Now you got to think about these children, these kids' future.
Exactly.
Because kids cost.
Yeah.
And they really believe that having a roof over their head means something. That's all it means. Having a roof over their head and having clothes on their back. Those are the bare necessities. Those are the bare necessities. Food, shelter, clothing, bare necessities. We're talking about the things that actually cost. We're talking about when it's time for them to go out in the world. We're talking about education. That's when things start really costing. What about that? Do you got $500,000 to put them through school?
Yeah.
Do you have $500,000 to put them through school? Yeah, because they're going to be in student loan debt for, at least over 100 grand.
Yep, when they go to
and you got college. 4 of them. Oh, you don't care about that long. You don't care about, graduating high school is a big accomplishment. That's nothing. Okay, you're supposed to graduate high school. You got to see these single mothers, they're so proud their child graduated high school. That's nothing. They're supposed to graduate high school. Nothing. They're supposed to graduate high school. It's time to go to college now. See what you're really made of. Because this is where the big bucks is at.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you gonna complete these years here? This where the big bucks, and then it don't stop after college. It don't stop.
Nope.
It doesn't stop.
Nope.
Because now they need some startup money to get their life together.
Exactly.
They just got the degrees for their career. They need some startup money out in the world. You got to give them some startup money to start their life.
Right.
Car, apartment. They really don't care about their kids. Let's listen. Let's listen.
I just want to show people that you can do this and do that and still be a mother, right? Because why does one have to cancel out the other? Of course you have to do everything, and it has to be a balance, but it shouldn't have to cancel each other out. And I don't like that they feel like, when I say they, I mean society, I don't like that they put that on us, that that's how.
You don't like society tells you the truth. You don't like that society tells you the truth every day. You over here, this is them. This is Keisha. This is the modern day Keisha. This is how they behave. This is how they act. They're selfish. They believe that the choices they've made in their life doesn't
definitely gonna get deep. We're gonna get into some things, honey. Okay, but we also gonna laugh. I have a sense of humor, and if I say something that might be like, don't take it too literally, okay? Because I just be talking sometimes, just be joking. So, at the beginning of each podcast, though, I definitely want to start out on a lighter note. So I have a segment that's going to be called Sweet and Sour, and that's where I'll tell you guys something that happened this week that was sweet and something that was sour. I'm going to always record these episodes on a Friday because I want it to be where it's like letting my hair down, especially like all of my weeks are eventful. Not one week goes by that's something that don't happen. So Fridays is the day where I'm gonna record and y'all gonna get these episodes because listen, for a mom, I love Fridays. Sometimes because Fridays also mean that your kids no longer go to daycare or school. So it's like a win-lose, I guess. But okay. So for me, let's start with sweet. So if you don't follow me on other socials, I love to read books. I read a lot of books. Sometimes I read more.
And love with a thug don't count.
With a thug.
She wants a baller don't count.
Right.
Thug princess don't count.
Thug princess.
Love to read books.
Multiple books simultaneously. And it's just my thing.
Did she say she loved to read books, multiple books simultaneously? Did she just say that? You know what?
So a couple of weeks ago, I told the kids that I was going to be in the pool. And honestly, you guys, I just said that so they can leave me alone. I have not looked into getting a pool. So my son, he asked me, and ironically, you know how our phones be listening to us, because the other day when I was on my phone, I had saw that an ad came up for Amazon. It was a pool, and it was like $800. So my son asked me yesterday, he was like, "Ma, have you been looking into getting us a pool still?" And I was like, "Yeah." He said, "How much is it?" I said, "Too much." And he was like, "I know, but how much?" I said, $800. And he was like, well, the pool that they want, because they want like a fancy pool.
They call it, this is how broke they are. $800 fancy pool? So you know it's an above ground pool. You know what they call an above ground pool? And if you got an above ground pool, you know this is what they call it. If you got an above ground pool, you own your own home and all that, it's cool. But we're not gonna act like they don't call an above ground pool a poor man's pool. That's what they call it, right? But they got some expensive above ground pools. They got some nice above ground pools, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking about they're starting at least $5,000 for nice looking above ground pools to $10,000. In-ground pools, you know how much we're talking $20,000 to $25,000 for an in-ground pool. She said $800? Fancy? You bum? Okay. And this is what happens when you got 4 children by 3 baby daddies. And it's just you trying to take care of them. You're not doing a great job. There's no way you're doing a good job. These children need their fathers in their lives. And by the way, by judging by your whole demeanor, the way you're talking and everything, these men, of course, they're not of any substance or caliber. So, most likely they're straight up pookies.
Sound like it.
If they choose you, they have to be pookies.
Yeah.
Introducing Astapro Allergy. Astapro is steroid free, unlike Flonex. Astapro and go. Green Mountain
Mountain Coffee Roasters, 100% responsibly sourced for a smooth and balanced cup.
Use you, they have to be Pookies. So there's no money there, so you don't have any concept of any type of real wealth, any type of real financial gain. You don't have any idea what you're talking about. $800? Fancy?
She never been married.
What is it? A wheelbarrow with some water in it? What is it? Let's go.
Water they're gonna, if they get a pool, it's not gonna be a underground pool. It's gonna be above ground. So the pool I was looking at was $800. So when I said $800, he was like, "Whoa, you need a get rich book." And I was like, "Oh, what?" And he said, "A get rich book." He said, "You need to read the get rich book." And I said, "What book is you talking about?" He said, "You know the book that has the gold bars on it?" And you guys, my whole world lit up because a book that I was reading is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. If you haven't heard of it, go read it. And he has different covers for that book. I mean, when I've seen it, it was like many different versions of the book. The same thing, but just different covers. And the cover that I have is green and it has a whole bunch of gold bars, like a gold, gold bars on it. So that just lit my whole world up because even though I thought that he was not paying attention, this is my 7-year-old, so I thought he would not have even paid attention to me reading that book, and he was. So that just goes to show you that they are paying attention. Now let's get into the sour. The sour is kind of funny, and it's kind of sour also. So I was at the gym. And sometimes when I'm on a Stairmaster, I like to sit down like at the 15-minute mark. Like I'll sit on the steps real quick to catch my breath. So I was sitting on the steps and I had like kind of, my legs were open a little bit and I like felt something rip. So I'm sitting here looking in between my legs, not even caring who's around me looking. So I'm looking down in between my legs and at the same time I was on the phone with my sister talking to her. And she had told me that something cost like $250,000. And when she said that, my face immediately made like a disgusted look. So, as I'm looking down and it's making that disgusted look, somebody started laughing that's on the Stairmaster too. And I'm looking at her like, what? And she was like, because you were looking in between your legs and you was making a face like it stink.
Hygiene. Well, we've been hearing about them having not so great hygiene for a while. We've been hearing that, right? But anyway, where's the correlation? I let that go by. I let this go by just so you can understand they just be all over the place. She was talking about her son reading a book with gold bars on it. And now you're talking about making stank faces looking at your legs because you got a rip in them, I guess, in your leggings. All over the place, right? All over the place. They be up here rambling. That's all they want. They don't make no sense. They just want attention. I let that go by just to see if y'all caught it. No correlation at all. Just rambling. What does your child reading a book have to do with you on a Stairmaster? This why when I watch these, it's so frustrating. I'm like, they're mentally scrambled. They don't have a thought process. They don't have a thought process that actually delves into the logic regions of a person's mind because they have no logical reasoning. This don't make no sense. Talking about absolutely nothing.
And here I am trying to explain to her, and she just laughing, and then I heard her telling the person that she was with it, and I'm like, now I'm gonna be remembered as the girl
Keisha, I keep telling you, short bus Keisha. Now, she's making videos, right? You got 4 children. You shouldn't be doing nothing but taking care of them and making sure they have a situation where their future is set. You can't do that because Keisha is doing bad. The average Keisha makes between $28,000 to $35,000. They want to try to convince everybody in the world that they're doing well because of reality TV. No, they're struggling. They're down bad. You got 4 kids, which means most likely you're destitute.
At Tractor Supply, we know a new zero-turn mower will cut your grass and your mowing.
Well, I'm going to show you this right quick. But I'm going to show you what this is going to lead to. You keep listening to these. Keep listening to these women. Going to keep listening. Because guess what? You think that's bad. Look at the states where the divorce rate is at. You're going to be shocked on this video.
America, the beautiful, home of the brave. No matter where in the country you live, divorce is expensive. Along with paying for lawyers, spousal support, and child support payments, you'll also need to divide your assets. The divorce rates in the United States can vary widely from state to state, but based on the latest available data, here are the top 10 states with the highest divorce rates. Number 10, Tennessee. Tennessee is the 10th highest divorce rate state with a rate of divorce 3 per 1,000 people. The state has a relatively high poverty rate, which is often associated with higher divorce rates. Number 9, Florida, the Sunshine State. Florida has a divorce rate of 3.4 per 1,000 people. The state has a high population of retirees who may be more likely to divorce.
That's probably like that old
Number
one.
8, the good old state of Maine.
Maine?
Maine has a divorce rate of 3.5 per 1,000 people. The state has a relatively high marriage rate, which makes sense why it also has a high divorce rate. Number 7, Oregon. Oregon is the 7th highest divorce rate state with a divorce rate of 3.6 per 1,000 people. This state also has a relatively high marriage rate, which may contribute to the higher divorce rate as well. Number 6, West Virginia.
West Virginia, that's no fair
With a divorce rate of 3.7 per 1,000 people, West Virginia has one of the highest rates in the country. The state's relatively low median household income and high poverty rate may contribute to the higher divorce rate. Number 5, Arkansas. Arkansas is the 5th highest divorce rate state, holding a rate of 3.8 per 1,000 people. So why has Arkansas's divorce rate stayed so consistently high for so long? In part, it could be because Arkansans tend to get married younger than couples in most other states. Number 4, Idaho. Idaho has a divorce rate of 3.9 per 1,000 people. This state also has a relatively high marriage rate, which may contribute to the higher divorce rate as well. Number 3, Wyoming. Wyoming stands as the 3rd highest divorce rate state with an average of 4.0 per 1,000
Nevada.
Nevada holds the highest divorce rate in America with a divorce rate of 4.4 per 1,000 people. Nevada has the highest divorce rate in the country. This may be due in part to its reputation as a destination for quick and easy marriages. Starting in the 1930s, the state generated at least $5 million in revenue over the decades by allowing anyone to get a divorce in Nevada as long as they lived in the state for 6 weeks. The state has continued to draw couples in for quick marriages and quick divorces ever since. And there you have it, folks. It's worth noting that divorce rates can fluctuate over time, and different studies may report slightly different rankings. Nationwide, 49% of people are married, 11% of people are divorced, and 33% of people have never married. And if you're thinking about a divorce, make sure you look into the financial costs and legal requirements in your area, since expenses can vary widely from state to state. We hope you found this information informative and useful, and we look forward to bringing you more interesting content in the future. Thank you for watching.
So, about to sign off from here. They sign off. Yeah, and you keep looking at those women on those previous videos, especially the older women. If they listen to her, it's gonna be even higher divorce rate. And then you see the cost about the last woman. The thing about it is, she had all these children she had 4 children, and she didn't mention about being married, because it's good to be married, because if it don't work out, you can have spousal support and child support, and the kids will have something happen down the road, they be able to collect Social Security off their dad. But I think they can probably still do it, even. But I think even with, but having a minute in their life is very, very important. Very important for a boy, and for a girl too, to understand what her father, what to look for in a man. She have the right man to protect and guide her, and give her advice on how. That's what a father role is supposed to do: give insight, wisdom, protection. That's what the man is supposed to do. God designed the man for that. And this is when you got these silly women that carrying on with this feministic mindset about, oh, I gotta serve you, and it's not about serving. A marriage is supposed to be about love. A relationship is supposed to be about love, and that's where you start at. You're supposed to, don't you care for it? Example, if you have an animal, don't you love that animal? Aren't you going to take care of that animal? Are you serving? Are you being a slave to the animal? I mean, seriously, I mean, look how ridiculous that sounds. But you slave having a husband and children? Think about that for a second. But you got a lot of single people that do for it, because the animal can't do for itself. The animal can't wash his body and clean his old piss and poop up. And the animal can't communicate to you. You can show a sign of it, that if he limps, or the animal cry. If it's a dog or it's a cat, meow. But you take care of something anyway. The litter box. If it's a cat, you got to walk a dog with a poop bag. You got to take it to the vet. So you take care of something anyway, making sure. And if you love that animal like you would love a human being, you're gonna make sure you're gonna do the right thing. I don't get that. That's the truth, because the dog can't make his own meal and get his own water. It can't do that. It needs you to go. So really, aren't you doing that out of love? Think about that. Are you being a slave to the animal? a servant to the animal. The dog can't get a drink. The cat can't get nothing to drink. Man, that's just being, and for that older woman to say that's trifling. You think I'm gonna serve you? What you ain't gotta serve. You ain't gotta do nothing. Relationship shit. If you love me, you do it out of love. If you serve God, you serve your pastor. Why can't you serve your husband? That's the beginning right there. You don't have no problem with that. See, some older women like her need to think about that. That's why God see that if you submit to Him and you learn to be humble to Him, that's how He gives you the husband. So you won't have to you'll have someone to help you in your latter years. And he'll find he's good by character. But you think an older woman like that would give advice like that? So you guys submit. First of all, it's good to submit to the Lord if you don't have a husband. But if you want a husband, if you're a woman, you must submit to God. See, when you know how to humble yourself and be feminine in your femininity, then He sends the husband. And sometimes, maybe in some cases, now that pastor can't take advantage. Make sure he's a man of God, but he can advise you. You can and once you volunteer and you be so faithful what you do, when God sees faithfulness, then the husband will come. And there's some women that want a husband, even some women her age, no matter how young they are. But they gotta have a change of mindset first. It's the same way for us men. We have, but I'm gonna do a woman like this. If I'm thinking about being a player and thinking like this, God is not gonna bless me with a woman if I'm thinking about being a player. Because it's telling God, the Most High, that I don't appreciate it. And that's the truth. This is what you gotta understand. See, some people don't think about that. They're so strong and they make assumption. Do you know making assumption have broke up more relationships falsely by looking at something that really you misinterpreted things and you done broke up a relationship. Then it comes later on in life, you find out that you really hurt this person. You really damaged this person. Now you ruined your relationship with them because you won't take account. Some of these women have never taken accountability because they have an ego. Their ego is in pride, motivate just like some men do. I ain't gonna submit. I ain't gonna do that. Okay, then you're gonna be alone. Then you're gonna be just by yourself. But you're gonna, you gotta submit to something. You submit to your boss when you go to work. If you go to court, I don't care if you're in prison, you're submitting to somebody. If you're in jail, you gotta submit to somebody. You submit to any way. You even submit to your landlord to a certain degree. You gotta let him in. So that don't make no sense. So what she giving you is bad. He's feel is bad advice, and that's why she's old, elderly, and she gonna probably die alone because of her mindset one day. But the best thing to do with an older person is that it's about relationship, whether it's a man or woman, young woman, and try to make things right. If you want a happy, successful family, you must better communicate. Don't let these women boss this and boss that. It takes two to make a relationship. That's common sense. Whether you're a man or woman, you gotta compromise. Ask any happily married couple, have they had obstacles? Yes. Have they got on each other's nerve? Yes. But they know they had common sense enough that's why they stay married, happily married. And if you want to stay happily married, I would rather listen to a couple who's happily married than someone who is single and ain't got a lick of sense. I'm going to listen to the happily married couple because I want a long lasting. Who wants to bounce from relationship bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce. Then you laying up with them, and you engage in it, your body fluids with them and everything, and then you taking on whatever spirit that they have, because you're a single person. God never intended for it to be that way. He meant you be with one. Be happy with that one person. But if you that kind of woman, it's like it would be for a man that have this ego, you're never gonna be happy. But if you want to be happy, but if you got that kind of, especially if you want a relationship, but if you don't want a relationship, you're fine. You're gonna be sharing, but it's gonna get to you after a while. You're gonna pay in the end. Ask anybody. I had the wrong mindset too. At one point as a young man, but I grew. God made me show me my ways. Like, do you want to keep bouncing? I can't bless you with something if you keep bouncing and have this stigma. I'm not gonna give you the best woman if you got, and that's saying to us men. But for a woman, it's the same. I'm not gonna give you the best man if you got that mindset of what that woman had. I don't care how pretty you are. You're gonna keep going. You're gonna meet the wrong, devilish, demonic type of men until you understand what it really takes. And the first thing to do is submit to God. He'll show you how to be the woman himself. He'll show you how to be, and you know how he does it? He does it with his word. He does it with his word. His word stands for almost 2,000 years since Christ. That's who you need. In the same way for us men, we have to learn from the Most High. Why? Because he's a definition of love. And love will get you up and motivate. You want to do it. Not because you have to and be slavery. It's because you want to. That's what love is. You want to have children. You want to have husband. When you want to, it's sacrifice. Sacrifice and love. That's part of love. And obviously this woman, at her age, she must don't understand what sacrifice is. Because that's part of love. That's why Jesus sacrificed. He showed this is what it's about. Even with relationship, in all 5-6 chapters in the Bible on being in a relationship and building up a family. But you're gonna listen to these foolish people that's talking something that can't hold a marriage. It's cost them, like in a divorce. You listen to somebody and they single and they wonder why when it comes to certain events they're alone. And they can plan. You can hang out with friends, but it's a natural ability to want to hang out with somebody, to be with some companion of the opposite sex. That's just who are heterosexuals. Let me make that straight. And I'm pretty sure it'd probably be, unless you're gay and lesbian and man with a man, I guess it wouldn't apply. But for our straight people, heterosexual people, it's normal to want to be with the opposite sex at some point in time. But you know where to learn about love and commitment relationship? You want to know about to keep your marriage? Get back. Listen. Find a man or woman of God and base it on this. You want to hold down a relationship? Have a happy, raise your children, raise them on this. That's your directory. Fasting and praying and reading this. Stop listening to people that is giving you bad advice. And they don't have show proof of it. And if you're foolish enough to follow people that talk like that, you're never going to be happy. You're going to be miserable. Misery loves company. And no one wants to be around a miserable person. They get tired after a while. It gets old. Who wants to be around a miserable old person? What person, and it sound person, you get tired, you get fed up and be negative. Oh, man, these did it. But the reason why I made the videos because I want to show you how silly these women are. They silly. They silly, foolish women. And the younger they are, that's what they're gonna be just like that 60-year-old woman. Keep that mindset up. You're gonna be just like her, 65 years old. Keep that so you can keep that. I'm boss queen. I ain't gotta do nothing. I think I'll submit to you and watch how and like I said, like many men said, it's gonna be a lot of all these attractive single women. But that's why I said I'd rather have somebody with a personality, like Raul said, and give me an average person with an average woman with a good personality, because that would mix up her beauty. But when you get a woman that got beauty, she gets cocky. She get oh wow, look at your body and look at the breasts and your butt. That's why they always doing Instagram, because we have pumped their head up as men. But when you just treat them like another woman, they'll humble themselves. At some point in life, they're gonna humble. Stop, and that's what men, and they can't understand that. You see them going along, men are just kind of ignoring me. But I'm supposed to be pretty and gorgeous. I'm fine looking. You get your humble experience. You're just another woman. And some of us men are waking up. Well, you're not that attractive. It don't matter. I'm the man. I get to choose who I plant my seed with. I get to decide what my income is spent on. Your looks don't mean nothing, because I know you think yourself as some kind of goddess. That's what matters. The matter is, I get the relationship and build up gradual wealth, prosperity in my body, prosperity in my finances. And I'm going to drop the mic from here. So that's the key to holding down and being happy and content with what you got. Because what you got, you will be blessed with more. And some of these silly women don't see that. So they're all caught up in themselves. Because they've been told that, ooh, you got a big butt, ooh, you pretty, you fine. And that's at some point, it gets old. Even if you work out 6 days a week, you can work, but it's your mindset. You can have the perfect body, perfect look, but what about your mind? I gotta live with your personality. You can look attractive if you want, but it's the personality I gotta deal with every day. It's the personality if I want to waste my time and my resources on. It's the personality if I want to plant my seed and have a child with you. That's how some men are thinking. So you need to hear from the men's side, ladies. All right, then, you guys. I hope just to get some women to think about. If a woman come across this, think about what I'm saying. Change your mindset. Get back to seek the wisdom of him if you want to be happy. Till next time, you guys take care.